I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem HaRukat. Double honors to our apostle elders, which rule Great Millstone well. And shalom to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. May you endure unto the end. Shalom above all. My name is Kal. I'm with Great Millstone, Denver, Colorado. We actually moved just from we're on the edge of Denver and Edgewater now, but we're the Great Millstone, Colorado camp. And we were talking about the hard-headed stiff-neckedness of Israel and how Yahweh created us that way, right? So I just wanted to add to that from the camp that we were speaking on, that the Lord created us just like an addictive personality. If you don't watch it, you'll have an addictive personality where you get addicted to certain things, right? And you wonder why you can't get out of it. But the Lord created you that way. And the thing is we were created to be that addicted to the Lord. All right? But in this world, everything is backwards because the wicked are ruined. The wicked are the so-called Caucasians, the devil the Bible speaks of. And it says that my people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. You lack knowledge because the so-called white man, he didn't allow you the knowledge of knowing that you're an Israelite. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, which have been scattered throughout the world. All right? So it says in Isaiah 1:3, the ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. But Israel does not know, my people does not consider. All right? So he calls Israel two names of a hard-headed animal, an ox and an ass, which are hard-headed, stubborn creatures. All right? And in fact, the ox, their head is so hard they have those horns. All right? And they even made the ass, they showed how stubborn the ass was in that movie, The Shrek. He had the donkey. And the donkey he kept telling him to go away. The donkey wouldn't go away. He wouldn't shut up. The ogre kept telling him to shut up, but he wouldn't shut up. And who played that part? Jake, Eddie Murphy. All right, because that's the personality of the Israelite, the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American Indian, which have been scattered throughout the world. All right? But Israel does not know, my people does not consider. Now, the Lord sent prophets, which are prophesying to his people as he commanded. All right? And the Lord has given us this truth, which flows out of our mouths as living water. All right? But for the most part, Israel doesn't want this water. They don't want this truth because they're in love with what they've been told, which is lies in the world. Like the false idol, Jesus Christ. All right, which goes all the way back to Serapis Christus. All right, but it says that was prophesied that we would serve the heathens' gods. We would be taught to serve the heathens' gods, but we would remember ourselves in the last days. In our captivity, we would remember ourselves by the power of Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai. Now, Ezekiel 3. He's told to eat the roll, right? And to go, eat the whole roll and then go speak unto Israel. So that's what we do. We learn the knowledge and then we go out and we gain understanding through experience. That's why the head apostles that rule Great Millstone well, all right, they're very seasoned. All right. It says in Ezekiel 3 verse 3, and he said unto me, Son of man, cause thy belly to eat, and fill thy bowels with this roll that I give thee, which is this truth. Then did I eat it, and it was in my mouth as honey for sweetness. But it sounds good to be an Israelite, right? With all the perks of being an Israelite, being called the son of a son of the Most High, the Supreme Being, Yahweh, and his son Yahushai, right? But knowledge puffeth up, and pride comes before the fall. All right? So you got Jake that learned they're Israelites, may even learn the name Yahweh and his son Yahushai's name, but they're in the wrong spirit. They're not in the spirit of prophecy, as the prophet has been sent to prophesy. It says in verse 4, and he said unto me, Son of man, go and get thee unto the house of Israel, and speak with my words unto them, just like in 2 Esdras 15. Right? Before Jacob's trouble, he's going to put this prophecy in our mouth, and we're going to go out and preach. Just as Joel prophesied, that the Lord will pour out his spirit upon the young men and young women, and the old men shall have dreams and visions. Right? So these things are happening, just like the false prophet. The false prophet is happening. All right? It says, for thou art not sent to a people of a strange speech and to an hard language, but to the house of Israel, which we're right now in America, okay? But the Lord sent the prophets to the Israelites multiple times before multiple times having been sent into captivity, and Israel is so hard-headed and stiff-necked. You know what I mean? That's why they ended up. I gotta say, we ended up in slavery so many times because we kept sinning. Right? The Lord brought us out of Egypt with great signs and wonders, and what happens? They worship a golden calf. The Lord sets up the Israelites in the land of Canaan. They even get Jerusalem. And after, the good king comes a bad king. Right? The good king tears down the idols. The bad king set up. That's how the history of Israel went. All right? So, the Israelites are rebellious. They're hard-headed. They're stiff-necked. All right? And really, the Lord created the Israelite like that. All right? It says, not too many people of a strange language, a strange speech, and of an hard language, whose words thou canst not understand, because we're speaking into their dialect, whether it's English, whether it's Spanish. You got brothers that have the gift of tongues, speaking different languages. So the truth is being told to them in their own language. It's not a problem of understanding what we're saying. Hey, they even got translations of the scriptures. They got ESV, NLT, NIV, right? To make it easier for you to understand. You got the blue letter. You could look up the words. You could do all kinds of these things to get better understanding. It says, surely had I sent thee to them, they would have hearkened unto thee. Talking about if we would have went to another nation. Look at the counterfeits that are in our land. All right? The heathen, it's easy for them to, hey, I'm one of God's chosen. But the Jake, all right, they don't want to accept it. They don't want to own up to the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American Indian, which be scattered throughout the world, being the Israelite. All right? But now, it says in verse 7, but the house of Israel will not hearken unto thee, for they will not hearken unto me. For all the house of Israel are impudent and hard-hearted, meaning they know nothing, though, and their head is hard, like an ox or an ass. It says, behold, I have made thy face strong against their faces. Who made their head hard? The Lord did. But he made the prophet of Israel, our head, harder than theirs. All right? That's why even unto death, we're not even going to love our lives unto death, because we're so hard-hearted in this truth that nothing could take us out. Nothing could deceive us. That's what's prophesied of the hopeful elect. And it even says that in the future, in the kingdom, they're going to speak about how we stood so stiffly for the Lord, because the Lord has made our head harder than even these 2/3 heads hard. All right? See, the 2/3, they're hard-headed and doing evil, but we're hard-headed in being in this truth. Nothing could take us out of it, right? And I don't mean hard-hearted against the truth, but that nothing could even come against, more like armored. You know, we have the armor of the Lord on. It says, but I have made thy face strong against their faces, and thy forehead strong against their foreheads. Right? Because we're in this truth, and they're going to go against the truth. As an adamant, harder than flint, have I made thy forehead. And that word adamant means sharp. So not only are we hard like armored, but we're sharp as a razor with this word. Fear them not, neither be dismayed at their looks, talking about these reprobates that hate us, though they be a rebellious house. All right? But now I wanted to get that word stubborn, right? It says, stubborn, having or showing dogged. I don't know what that is. Dogged. Dogged, having or showing tendency and grim persistence. Tenacious. Persisting in existence, not easily dispelled. See? So that's the other side of it. But on the other side that the 2/3 are on, they're actually rebellious. All right? It says, having or showing dogged determination not to change one's attitude or position on something. So the hopeful elect, we're going to stand so stiffly for the Lord, but the 2/3, they're standing so stiffly for false lies, you know, for false doctrines, for their traditions. All right? It says, especially in spite of good arguments or reason to do so, because the Lord sent his prophets to warn the Israelites, Isaiah 58:1. Isaiah 58:1. Cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgression, the house of Jacob their sins. See? So that you could hear this truth and repent, right? Which we actually done ourselves also. We heard this word through the mouth of the prophets, and we repented because we believed. All right? So we're now converted, And we're actually doing the same thing. We're teaching as what we learn. All right. So let me grab that one last verse and I'll wrap it up. All right. So it's 2nd Esdras chapter 2 and verse 44. It says, and pretty much Esdras is seeing the future of the elect being crowned by Yahushai, and he's speaking to an angel. So I asked the angel and said, Sir, what are these? Pretty much, who are these men? He answered and said unto me, These be they that have put off the mortal clothing and put on the immortal, which it tells you in the scriptures, Wisdom of Solomon chapter 1, that the wisdom, I'll just go there real quick, Salakia. I want to mess it up. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 15. For righteousness is immortal. All right. So, and put on the immortal, and have confessed the name of Yahweh through his son Yahushai. Now are they crowned when we get those new bodies, and have received palms. We got victory. Then said I unto the angel, What young person is it that crowneth them? Which is Yahushai, and he has a white afro with a white beard. All right, but he looks like a young man. And giveth, it says, So he answered and said unto me, It is the son of Yahweh, and his name is Yahushai, whom they have confessed in the world. Then began I greatly to commend them that stood so stiffly, meaning we're hard-headed and stiff-necked too, but it's not against the truth, it's for the truth. For the name of the Lord. Then began I greatly to commend them that stood so stiffly for the name of the Lord. See, the 2/3 are out of order. They're supposed to be hard-headed and stiff-necked, right? But they're supposed to be hard-headed and stiff-necked for the truth, not against the truth. You know, like a woman that's stuck up because she has a husband, meaning she's protecting herself with boundaries. You see what I'm saying? That's what it's like. Speaking of, is the elect are virgins that are hedged about, all right, because we're holy. And what made us holy was Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai. We're only mortal men, but he put his spirit in us, upon us, and we are speaking through the spirit, which is prophecy. All right. It says, Then the angel said unto me, Go thy way and tell my people what manner of things and how great wonders of the Lord thy power thou hast seen, which we're still speaking about it today in 2024, the year that we hope for Jacob's trouble. But it's soon to come to pass when Jacob's trouble finishes up after they make this implantable microchip mandatory for buying and selling worldwide, the nuclear destruction of Babylon the Great, and the elect men that are going to be saved, taken up into that chariot. We're going to be changed, and we're going to be crowned with the crown of life, everlasting life, which Yahushua is going to put upon our heads. And that's our reward that we're hoping for. That's that penny that we're striving for. All right? And it's all in the power of Yahweh, that this is all being done. It started with the word of Yahweh, which Yahushua is the word. That's his title. He fulfills the word. And this word is going to be fulfilled all the way up to the kingdom of heaven. Shalom to the elect wa abba babal.